Okay, for today, we're doing the side dungeon because we have players who are unavailable. As such, we're playing with new characters. We're going to try to be fluid as possible, but there will be a learning curve. This is all just for fun. Death does not matter. It is of no consequence. Do try to survive. And now here's the reading. Okay.
Kind of the goal.
All four of you awaken from slumber at the mouth of a frozen cave. The entranceway behind you is collapsed and frozen over, as if been there for a century undisturbed. You notice an extreme cold lingers in the air, and the caves before you are lit dimly by bioluminescent mosses that seem to have thrived in the cave and on the occasional crack of ice. Within the sounds of the dungeon, you hear the occasional crack of ice, like that of a lake slowly warming up in the winter, or a distant chirp of a bat, far off in the distance. Each of you are surrounded by 3 people you do not recognize and have never met. As far as any of you are concerned, the last thing you remember was simply going about your day, and that it all went black, and now you've awoken here. The room before you is laid out as such. There is a vaguely oval-shaped room in front of you with a 1 to 2 foot thick cylindrical pillar of ice holding up the center of the room. On that cylindrical pillar of ice, you see 2 weird creatures gnawing on it and conversing in a otherworldly language as they flutter around like grotesque bats, nibbling and gnawing on the ice and discussing what appears to be something. What do you do?
Throw a dagger at one of them.
Oh my god.
Okay, roll attack.
Always with the bloodshed.
Hey. It had to be done. How do I do that? Shit. What do I do? Somebody help me.
Do you have dagger on your character sheet? Because you have hand axes, don't you? Well, you have. I don't know if you have daggers. Don't you have hand axes? Because your class. I think you start.
I swear, if we are all clerics, I'm gonna be so upset.
You are not all clerics.
Don't, but can I throw the javelin?
Oh yeah. Javelin is functionally a hand axe. Yeah, it's a thrown weapon, so you can just click javelin. You have advantage because they do not see you, so roll twice, take the highest.
Is it bad that I'm trying to deduce what everybody is by what they did?
That's why I haven't said it. It's more fun that way. Okay.
Well, I'm upset now.
Okay, so
I didn't know we were keeping it.
So the party is standing at the entrance of the dice. You're looking around. You're like, I don't know these guys. Why am I in a cave? Man, it's cold in here. And then you watch as one of the people in the group of 4 whips out a javelin and just absolutely launches it at this little fluttering creature that's just minding its own business, nibbling on the ice. And it absolutely gets stabbed in the chest by this giant javelin. Are you targeting the one on the left or the one on the right?
The one on the right.
Okay. And it takes 10 damage and loses most of its health. and screams in this weird language that I made your guys' character sheets. I think one of you speaks Primordial. Do any of you speak Primordial?
Oh my god.
Hold on, where do I see that? Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, how do I...
It would be under your languages, on the bottom left corner of your character sheet, for proficiencies. But what you hear, you just hear this scream.
Oh, I speak Primordial as well.
You hear this scream that translates to what the fuck? As I think it's weird, but you can tell that it's an exacerbated cry, but also they're speaking Orin, which is the wind element of Primordial, because there's 4 sub languages that make up the Primordial sub language, and they're speaking in that moment he spoke Orin, not common. So you don't know what these creatures are. But it immediately whips its eyes over to where the javelin came from, and roll initiative. Combat starts.
Terranok is just gonna go, oh, so that's what we're doing.
But before, while we're all doing this, my character seems, completely annoyed and baffled that they did that.
Baffled that they did it?
Yep. Yes.
multiple personalities? What the?
Okay, I didn't want to be the one to say it.
I forget how to roll initiative.
Top
Yeah,
of the
ditto.
character
I'm
sheet.
trying to
Top of
find
the
it.
character
Chuck
sheet.
Jones
Oh,
is
it's
just
like a little
if you
picture of
like,
a
throw
dice.
it harder.
Oh, that's fine. I deserve that.
Dude, why do I suck? Why can't I find it? Oh, I found it. Oh,
Oh,
Well,
pretend you can't see their name in the initiative. You don't know what these creatures are.
Gee,
I wonder.
oh, mother.
You know, maybe if someone had rolled like intelligence or something, you would have learned it, and then you could have like negotiated.
hey, can I roll intelligence real quick?
Yeah, absolutely. Roll
Or
intelligence.
investigation? Yeah.
Do it now.
Wait.
Cool. Hey,
That was with
hey,
advantage?
you know what those are? Those are ice methods.
Crazy. Let me take away my always gets advantage real quick, and then I'll catch up.
Yeah. Okay. Let me
Didn't we
just.
have this issue last time?
Yeah, it's like a toggle because when you first port it in, it like defaults to it. Even then, we could always just take the first number if we can't fix it.
Yeah, I'll do my best to fix it.
Well,
while we
it's
go
start.
through.
You're the start of the initiative, so you
God damn it.
so you can do your attacks, and like I said, we'll just take the first.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good.
So you've watched
so-
watched these two creatures minding their own business. One of them gets harpooned in the back by the guy to your left, and then it screams in a language that you speak, and you realize that it's like primordial, which is crazy. And then it looks at you and it's like gonna attack you, and then you go, "Oh hey, that's an ice method," and now it's your turn.
God damn it. Okay. My thing is like frozen right now. Give me a second.
What?
Like it won't let
Oh,
me do
that's-
anything.
It's a hey, it's a
Makes
pretty
sense for the ice
it's a
dungeon.
pretty tight room. You don't got to move much. It's very tiny.
Oh, I know. What I mean is like my whole like character sheet
Oh,
disappeared on me.
yeah, give it a second. Oh, for the record, for sake of size comparison, technically these are this big. They're not like medium creatures, but it's harder to see the art if they're not, so they're bigger.
Oh. Okay, where are we? Character sheet. There it is. Okay, we're good. And then I pop out. Okay, we're in business now. Okay, cool. So, just because he said what the fuck, and from being on the other end of getting stabbed through the chest, I understand he's not gonna stop. So I am going to take my sling and I'm gonna sling at it. I'm just. Is there any ice rocks nearby? I could just.
Yeah, you could pick up like
use?
you. I would say you have 5 stones on you as ammo, and you could pick up any fist-sized hunk of ice from the rubble behind you.
Perfect. Perfect. I'm gonna do that nonsense. Did I go through?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it went through. 20 absolutely hits. Roll damage.
Okay. Did I? Yeah, I did.
That's bludgeoning.
Wow,
Right? That's bludgeoning, right? Because it's a sling.
Yep.
Hey.
Yep.
So you see this guy turn around, and you're like, uh-oh, this is a fight. You're like, there's no talking this guy down. I'll just hit him with a rock, and I'll make it quick. You wind back with this sling, and you whip it. You deal 7 bludgeoning damage, and then you remember, oh wait, ice method. They're like made of ice. They're weak to bludgeoning damage, so it doubles to 14 damage, and instantly kills it because it had 8 health left. In that same moment, you remember, oh right, ice methods. When they die, something happens.
Fucking explode.
Right, they explode. So everyone within 10 feet of the ice method.
Are we gonna make the range of 10 feet from around them by their medium size that they currently
No,
are?
no,
or the size that they're
it would
supposed
be
to
by the center of their square. So let me.
Okay, so it doesn't change anything. Okay.
Yeah, it will be a circle.
Do you want the rest of my ice cream?
Oh.
Ziggy?
Yeah.
So I need everyone who isn't Tyrannok to roll a dex save.
That's awkward.
Turn a knock for the fucking win.
Whew, let's go. 19.
Rough, dude.
Oh.
How do I change my name?
Down at the bottom, there's a little drop-down bar. It says "as your character name."
Okay. So what this is this ability.
Oh, yeah.
And then everyone succeeded except the person who started this, which is fitting. So 1d8
Accurate.
1d8 slashing on a failed. 8.
Eight.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
In which case everyone who rolled above a 10, you take 4 slashing damage. Anyone who rolled below a 10, you take 8. Additionally, you watch as the Mephit's left also takes damage, as they are not immune. They are not immune to their own explosion. So he has.
I'm okay with this because I read that as 4d8 and not 1d8. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, four average damage.
Yeah, no, I got you.
He fails and he takes 8 damage because this guy's a loser. Just to know. Okay. Is that Ziggy? Is that the end of your turn?
Ziggy is gonna wait. You said 10 feet, right?
It is. If you take a step, if you move to the square, technically, like there's like if you look where your tokens are, you're in the wall. You're all technically in a line in that little where where it lets out into that room. You're all kind of like lined up, piled on top of each other. So assume that you are all where Ziggy is standing, for sake of the map.
Oh. Okay, then I'm gonna.
Does that mean I should have technically been hit by that last shot?
No, because you can't technically occupy the same space, so you still would have been the furthest back in the. Because that pathway,
line of people.
yeah, that pathway continues all like back off of where the map cuts off. This is just where you woke up. Okay. So
so I'm gonna move forward there, and can I see down that hallway to kind of take away some of these squares?
You can.
Cool. Thank you. Can I see a little bit more because I have a vision of 120 feet?
Oh right, yeah, I forgot.
Now you're asking for a lot.
You
like just by the 8, not by the 11.
Well, because yeah, this part here is it's cut off by the wall, but you can see this.
Thank you. We're good then.
Oh, actually, hold on. I need a ruler for something. It could be anything. Yep, that's a lot. 120 feet's a lot of feet. You also see this. Way down at the end, you notice that there's like 3 orcs hanging out in the end of the room, all the way to the end of the room, who are like 80 feet away from you. Mr. fucking a million feet of eyesight. What are you, a bird or something?
I'm gonna step over here and then I'm gonna end my turn.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And then, okay, so now it is the Ice Mephit's turn. The Ice Mephit is pretty upset that you just blew up his buddy, and for no reason. And he's also kind of upset that his buddy died and blew up and hurt him. So he's gonna go here and like grab on top of the ice pillar. And then with a cone, he's gonna breathe a 15-foot cone, which hits all 3 of you, and he's gonna use his frost breath attack. Mm-hmm. You all need to roll another dex save, otherwise you take 2d4 cold damage or half on a save.
Chuck Jones!
Chuck Jones for the win!
It makes sense that Peter gets a lot of damage this round.
Yeah, he only,
You started.
I did start this.
That one worked. I forgot the space. It's 6 damage to anyone who rolled under 10. Anyone who rolled over 10, take 3.
Cedar dies first round.
Yeah. Dude, I love that I figured out how to combine the character sheets to the token, so now your guys' health automatically goes down without me having to manually change it every time. So good.
That's amazing.
Yeah. It only took me, how many months to figure out how this website works? Okay, that's all the Ice Mephit can do. It is Chuck Jones.
Chuck.
Oh, I want to shoot the bitch with a heavy crossbow.
Absolutely, roll it.
Where do I click it? No.
Okay.
There.
You shoot 87 crossbow bolts in an instant and obliterate the pillar.
Wait, what?
It rolled for me like 19 times in the chat.
Oh.
What?
I don't know what happened.
I did not even notice that at first. I just saw the 18 with 2 piercing. I didn't even notice that there was like 5
Yeah.
on top.
So-
of
Clicked it like once.
Yep. So technically, the first attack you made was a 20, which hits for 3 piercing damage, which they take, and then they get dropped down to 7 health.
How did it spam that many?
Ah, it's probably bugged out. Do you have a bonus action?
I do not.
Okay. Would you like to move?
Sure.
A voice in the back of your head is telling you that maybe being further than 10 feet away from this thing is probably a good idea.
Can I move over by Ziggy?
Yeah, you can
Right
move there.
about there. Cool. And I'm gonna end my turn there.
You know, Chuck Jones, you're a great guy.
Tyrannak?
No. That was a very incorrect way of saying it.
Tyrannock?
Ternanok.
Ternanok.
Yes.
Listen, I'm doing
Can't wait for
the
Ziggy to try to say this.
I'm doing the Timu version, okay? Be glad I'm not calling you Terry.
We already
Terry
changed
the
the way it
Giraffe.
was spelled.
Yeah.
It's Ternanok whether you like it or not.
I'm gonna stutter every time. Just do.
You can just call him. You can just say Tern. Tern is fine.
Fine.
Call him
Taryn.
Terry.
Would you?
Turn.
Terry.
Terry's currently occupied. Terry, the tutorial Tarask, is busy, so this is Taryn. It is your
Anyways.
turn. The Mephit looks at you with rhyme-covered rage as his buddy is dead.
Can I throw a hand axe at him?
Go for it.
You people are brutal.
I hope I know how to do this correctly.
25.
Yeah.
7 slashing. It has exactly 7 health. You kill it,
Nice.
and then it explodes.
And hopefully it doesn't hit me.
And then we check the ruler. It was
I
here.
can't even
Drum
make.
roll,
I can't even
please.
do my.
Oh, that's the cone.
That's a cone.
But it's still 10 feet, so it hits.
Damn.
Because
I believe it would also hit me.
It's 2 squares. It would hit you, because it's 2 squares.
So one more dex save.
One more dex save, DC 10.
Ooh.
Oh. Can I just not take damage with a dex save like that?
Cedar, we ain't.
That was a
We
nat
ain't doing
20.
it.
You still take damage. It's half on a.
Damn it.
Yeah, half on a successful. So it's another 1d8 slashing.
Like a 2.
If it goes to 7, I'm dead.
It goes to 7. What do you mean?
Oh my god. Do not roll a 7.
1d8.
That's what she's saying. She's saying do not roll a 7.
It's just 14 health.
I can't count today.
I rolled a 7.
7.
So if you roll less than a 10, you take 7 damage. If you roll more than a 10, you take half rounded down, so you take 3. So Tarn, you can go down to 29 health.
Mm-hmm.
And the combat ends with that. As the 2 completely innocent ice methods who were supposed to be your explanation of where you are are
Whoops.
now dead. That'll show them.
I'm gonna. So Ternanok is
What's
gonna
the,
walk over to Cedar and be like, and just.
May I
You're like,
request what is the box, the brown box in the background?
No
that I
one has
see?
gone over to the brown box. You instead murder the 2 people in front of it. So if you'd like to go investigate the brown box,
May I go investigate the brown box?
absolutely. This is a live map, so you can move your character wherever.
Cool.
So
Do I have to roll
Ternanok is gonna go over
investigation?
to Cedar
Yes, you can roll
And-
investigation.
and just say, "I like your style. Who are you?"
Dude, it's weird, Chuck. You thought there was a box there, but I guess there isn't one.
That's so
Cool.
funny. Cedar looks at Tarnanak and kind of holds out his hand for a shake and goes, "My name's Cedar Archeron. Nice to meet you."
Ternanok takes his hand and shakes it. Says, "My name is Ternanok, but if it is too difficult, Tern is acceptable."
I don't think your name is too difficult for me to say. I think I will be calling you Tarnanak. Tarnanak? If my person who
Tarnanak.
roleplays me can actually say the name.
That is the barrier, isn't it?
Can I
Womp womp.
take a look around the room for anything else besides the pillar in the box?
Oh yeah,
that's in
it's
here?
crazy. You actually see a really obvious box. You have no idea how Chuck didn't see it. It's sitting right there in the middle of the room.
Okay, can I investigate that box?
Absolutely. Roll anything higher than a 3. They're 20. Yeah, you walk past
Is that
Chuck.
higher than a 3?
You walk past Chuck. You're like, it's fucking
Box.
giant ass wooden box right there. What, you didn't see it? You think Chuck's vision must be based on movement? Yeah.
It's like a T-Rex.
There's a box there.
It's crazy. I will give you a description of the entire room because you rolled very high and because I forgot to read it earlier because I didn't think the combat was coming.
I don't think any of us thought the combat were coming.
This vaguely oval-shaped room
We didn't
opens.
even get to introduce ourselves yet.
This vaguely oval-shaped room opens immediately after the entrance that connects to it. Inside appears to be one central pillar of ice that is 2.5 feet in diameter and completely opaque. Around this pillar were once 2 ice mephits that are chewing on the pillar. The topmost section of the room has another ovalous section carved into the ice that contains a series of skeletons, broken weapons, and weathered armor covered in frost and rime, as well as a chest with a note attached to it. The note reads, "We defeated Zardrath, the Many-Eyed Devourer, the creator of the cave, but lost everything to do so. We leave all that we had left in hopes that you can succeed in the escape that we failed in. Signed, Joyce's Justiciars." The chest contains the following: 2 basic healing potions times the amount of people in the party. So 4. So there are 8 healing potions, regular healing potions. As well as 2 vials of basic poison, a glowing blue crystal, and an old beholder's eyeball preserved in a jar of embalming fluid.
Crazy. Okay, so
There's a
I'm
little bit of
just
lore
gonna-
in that box.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot. I wish I had somebody to talk to about
Yeah,
this.
crazy, I know.
Crazy.
As long as you speak,
So I'm
speak
gonna-
primordial, of course, then you would have a great conversation.
Oh, geez, I wish I did. But
Hey,
I don't think
I
anybody
mean, you
would.
can't really miss what you
Taryn-
didn't have, so.
Nanak speaks primordial.
I also speak primordial.
Well, he said you can only have a conversation with somebody if they speak primordial. I do.
Well, now there's no language that speaks to dead ice methods.
Well, actually.
Well, no, they exploded. You can't speak with dead with them.
Damn it.
There's no
Anyways.
bodies. They blow
Alright.
up.
So I'm gonna pocket the 2 poison, the blue crystal, and the old beholder's eyeball, and I'm gonna grab 2 potions each and here, everybody take 2 of these. And I kind of hand them to everybody. Oh, so everybody gets 2 potions of healing.
Yeah,
right?
everybody there's enough potions for everyone to get 2 potions of healing. There are 2 basic poison vials in total, so a total of 2. And then
Oh yeah, I'm just keeping
yeah.
both those poisons.
And then
not telling
one-
So
anyone.
we have
and
to
then
add
one
to our inventory
blue-
2 basic healing potions.
Yeah, you have 2. Oh yeah, you gain 2 from the box. If you had any on your sheet already, you still have those, but you gain 2 from the box.
Oh, I don't
Did I
know
even
if
have
had-
any?
No, not that I remember
had
giving
any.
you. But I,
Did
Well,
I,
then
anybody
I have
have
to
any?
add it.
I never remember what some classes start with because, you know.
I don't know how to add it other than just adding it to my items list. I don't know if there's like a way to that I'm supposed to
I mean,
No, it just goes into
how I'm
your.
doing it.
yeah.
Can I take the potion?
You're gonna drink it.
Yeah.
Roll 2d4 plus 2.
2d4.
Do they have a weight to them?
shit.
No. So you gain a total of 6 health.
I mean, I'm at half of my health, so maybe I should take one.
So what do you guys think, what do you think this is?
I don't quite know where we are right now. Anybody have any idea what happened?
Can I try and, like, sift through my memory? Like, to see if I can remember anything?
I mean, you don't.
History
There's
too.
nothing to sift through. Your memory is completely intact. So you remember doing, and you can make up whatever you were doing just before this. You were just living your life in the day-to-day of your life. And at a given moment, you were just walking somewhere doing anything, and then it all cut to black, and you immediately woke up on the floor of this cave. It's as though you walked through up, like you just were taking a step, and then once the foot hit the ground, you were just in another place, like instantaneously.
Regardless, based on this Joyce Justicia note that we have here, it sounds like we have to get through the cave and figure out a way out of here.
Cure wounds.
You heal 5 hit points.
Hooray.
Don't forget to mark off your spell slots.
Yep. How many do I have?
3 at level 3. 3 level 1s, I think. Or 2 level 1s, I can't remember.
You said to use it. You said health potion was roll what?
2d4 plus 2.
Cool, I'm gonna do that. 2d4.
Wow.
Oh my
Max
gosh.
healing. 10
Okay.
healing.
How do I mark those?
Mark what?
Cool.
The spell slots.
So on the spell sheet, there's 2 numbers. Just highlight it, delete it,
So I
and then
couldn't see the
subtract by 1.
box. I couldn't see the box, but I get
What?
max healing out of that.
Yeah. So if you go
I'm
to
sorry.
if you go on your character sheet to the part like the spells tab, and you go to your first
Yes.
where it says for number 1, like for first level, you should have it should say 2
Three.
2 2. One of those can be highlighted and then deleted, and just do 2 1. And then next time you cast, it'll be 2 0, and then you just count down until you rest. It should function the same way as size.
It says I have 3 spell slots.
But then you probably have
I'm
3. I don't,
confused.
with your subclass, I don't remember. But yeah, you however many it says you have, minus the one you just used.
Okay, so now I have 2 left.
Yes.
Do the
Can
healing
I
potions
investigate?
weigh anything?
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
What was that?
The healing potions weigh anything?
No. Not for sake of... I don't count money and potions as weighing stuff, because that's just micromanagement.
That would just
Okay.
be cruel.
Can I investigate this blue crystal I just picked up?
Absolutely. Roll Arcana. Because it's a magic crystal. It's hard in 10.
Magic.
You don't know the specifics, but you are a magically oriented person, and you've definitely heard of these. This is a comparable enchantment to something you've heard of, that you've seen for sale before, that's very expensive. You've heard of a Pearl of Power. This is a lateral move in that direction. So instead of a pearl that restores a level 3 spell slot, this orb has 3 levels of spell slots that can be distributed total, and then the orb breaks.
Okay.
So it's like a bank of 3 spell slots in any form that you choose to have them, and then the person who uses the orb can divvy them and knows how to do so by using the orb, simply by holding it. But it cannot be
Okay,
recharged.
Sounds good. And then about the old beholder's eyeball.
It is
Again.
it is a very old, preserved center eyeball of a beholder. The anti-magic quality is no longer existent as the creature is dead.
Okay.
So it's
sounds
just
good.
a trophy, basically, a proof that they accomplished what they set out to do, and then it would appear that they couldn't make it home.
Okay.
Alright. Well, either way, everybody. Up the way, I saw some orcs up there. I'm not sure if they're friendly or not, but maybe let's start with the less javelin throwing option before we do anything.
That's no
That's a
fun.
good plan. I like the way you think, Ziggy. I don't know if you said your name.
I have not.
I
Who are
didn't.
you?
The Whispers of the Wind told me your name. I'm gonna walk away now.
Are you? I looked at Chuck Jones and Tyr. I'm like, are you two also high? What's going on?
How'd you know, man?
Either
Tara's
way.
gonna go. I'm not sure what is going on, but is your name actually Ziggy, or was that just a random guess?
Apparently, the winds know me well. My fame is far and wide already. Regardless.
Ah, interesting.
And what are your names? Get that out of the way.
Cedar looks at Ziggy and kind of does this finger salute, top their head, and goes, Cedar Archeron. That is my name.
Javelins. And you? And I point. I'm just going down the line here. to Chuck Jones.
I'm gonna stand there and salute him, and I'm gonna go, "Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Chuck Jones."
It's nice to meet you too, friend.
The name is Ternanak.
Ternanik.
Turmeric?
No.
Turmeric.
No.
You can't get mad. He doesn't have lips. He can't pronounce it.
I am going to use my mimicry to purposely say that name that I can't actually pronounce.
But it's in your voice. It's in Terranak's
But it's-
voice.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. That's what I'm gonna do. You just hear Ternanak come back straight as Ternanak as you said it.
Sure.
Disturbing.
I don't feel like
Disturbing.
it's that hard.
It's because you read the book. We didn't read that. We have no background to this name. I don't know what it is.
It's tear, like a rip, tear, ne, and knock.
Are
Like
we really
knocking
gonna
on a
fight
door.
over,
No.
like, how to
Ernie
pronounce
knock?
names right now?
No,
No,
I
not in the
just
slightest. I don't care.
Terny knock.
Shrunk.
Ternanak.
Tarn.
Yes. Ta-da.
Terny knock.
Either way, we should probably continue to push through this cave. I'm not sure how long we can all last without provisions.
It is. I would like to point out, it is extremely cold. Like, you're all shivering.
Agreed. We should move
It's
on.
pretty cold.
I think we should all huddle for warmth.
I'm gonna keep my distance away from Cedar.
I'm gonna just suggest we keep going forward.
Forward.
I could start a fire.
I mean, I don't bite unless you want me to, but I guess that's fine for now.
I do not want you to. Now let's just.
I would not like to be bitten. No.
That's
Taryn
not
has
fun.
said nothing.
I
Anyways,
can't believe I'm stuck in a dungeon with a boring crew.
Cedar,
Taryn
can you
is
please
trying
walk
to
forward?
breathe.
Please move about 5 feet to your right.
Jesus Christ. It's like dating a sorority girl. All kink, no cuddle. Oh, by the way.
I tap Chuck. I tap Chuck and like, watch out, there are
Okay.
orcs up there.
Okay. Ziggy, Chuck, Ternanak, and Cedar, you all worked further enough into the room. Every single one of you needs to make a dexterity check to move. As you notice
A
that
check, not a save.
a check, not a save. As you notice that the floor that you walked on is 100% smooth, slick black ice, like undisturbed ice for
Do
who
I
knows
just
how
click
long.
on the word dexterity then?
Yes.
Wait, I can't find it.
You could also roll a save. Your modifier should be the same for all your characters. None of you guys are playing
Bro,
dex-based characters.
Oh, I found it. I
Why
got it.
did
I got
that
it. I got it.
Okay.
Why did no?
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
Chuck Jones, you're good. You almost lose your balance, and then you catch it at the last second, and you're good to walk. Ziggy, even better. You see Chuck like start to wobble, and you lock in. Taryn, no problem at all. You're basically flying over this ice. If anything, you're like heating your feet and melting footprints into the ice that there's no slipping possible. Cedar, you take one step forward, slip backwards like a Tom and Jerry cartoon, and bust your ass. It's very funny.
You hear cursing on the other side of the ice pillar.
And as you've walked into the room, I will also describe what the room looks like, just like in general. You walk into a large room that is 35 foot wide and 25 foot long, with a large collapsed pile of ice in the center. This room is covered in extremely slick ice and frost, and requires a DC 13 dex check to move on. Failure results in falling prone. Fun fact, a natural 1 results in 1d6 bludgeoning damage, and everyone is forced to laugh at you. On the floor, that's actually in my notes. I don't know why I wrote that. I must have been high. On the floor of the right side of the room,
It's the winds.
it's the winds.
It's the
The winds
winds.
told me to do it.
Wins.
On the floor of the right side of the room, you notice a pile of something. Hard to tell at this distance. But you could tell that it is shiny. You also notice something in the top left corner of the room of similar make.
I'm gonna look at it.
First,
I'm
Ternanak
gonna
is
stare.
gonna turn to Cedar and go, "Do you need assistance?"
Unless
I
you
go
want to carry
slippity
me in your big
slide
strong
over
arms,
to
I'm
the
good.
top.
To the one on the top, yeah. Every time you attempt to move through the room, it is a check. So every time you move your token, so you can move yourself to the chest and then roll dex check.
So I would move what to like here?
Yeah, that's fine.
So how far can we move before we have to roll another dex check?
You claim the spot. So you're like, oh, I'm moving 10 feet to the right, dex check. I'm moving 20 feet forward, dex check. But like, you don't need to move for every, you don't roll for every square, you roll for your destination. So if you wanted to just say, I walk through the room and leave the ice, it would be 1 check and then you're done. But if you want to walk around back and forth.
I just fell on my ass.
You did.
Okay, so I'm gonna go check out this thing over whatever's over here.
Okay, dex check.
I follow.
Dex check.
Shut up.
No, I want to see it. Dex check. Okay, there you go. Okay, you both manage to walk over there with no problem. Chuck, you slip and
Sick.
fall, and it is very funny. You get up and then continue your way through. What we see...
May I?
Yes, we see, as he checks his notes, on the floor on the right side of the room is a pile of devilish masks. 3, to be specific. You notice that they are plated in gold filigree, and you can tell that they are worth approximately 25 gold pieces each. And then embedded in the ice of the floor on the left side of the room, you notice a leather bag that is since shut, that has since was probably on the floor and then dripping of condensation on top of it and then refreezing, has buried it in ice. But you notice it is like a leather pouch. You think you would need to either melt it out or use some type of like ice picking implement or something to get to it.
Can I smash the hilt of my sword?
Into the pile of masks?
No, the ice.
You're
Can
by the
I-
mask theater.
Can I take my greatsword and just like bash it into
Oh,
it until the ice breaks?
Do it.
Using your
I'm gonna-
great sword against the ice, I will say, is not. You are fairly certain doing so. Your sword will break before the ice does, because your great sword is not that meant for that kind of thing.
Cool, then we're not gonna do that.
Here, 1 second. I'm gonna join up by him and say, wait, I have a solution.
Wait,
So
wait.
1
Dex
second.
check.
Dex check.
Damn. Okay.
Damn it.
Ah,
You go.
so
Wait, I have a solution. Take 1 step forward and slip and bust your butt, and you're like, oh, that's embarrassing.
Womp womp.
Anyways, I'm gonna get up and I have a couple pythons and a hammer and I'm just gonna chisel it out.
That works. It takes to do this action, it would take approximately 5 minutes of ice picking. So you will be doing that for 5 minutes.
That's fine with me.
And then while you're doing that, if you two want to do anything with the masks, we'll say it happens at the same time.
I'd like to pick one up.
You pick one up.
I don't
Can I
like the way you
inspect
said
it?
that.
No, no, it's fine. You pick one up.
I grab their wrist to stop them from doing that. Do you make it a habit of picking things up in weird places that you don't know anything about?
Not usually in places I know nothing about.
Can I yell from across the room or is that frowned upon?
I mean, you can do whatever you want. Know that you are in a cave
Okay.
and sound echoes.
Fair.
Ziggy would
I'll
know
hold
that
it
you
now.
are in a cave.
Then Ziggy just mutters under his breath to Chuck Jones. Do you throw javelins at everybody you meet for the first time?
What happened?
You hear the winds laugh.
That's never gonna die, is it?
Nope, that's can't wait till that gets said in the main campaign and no one knows
I
what
was
we're
just
talking
gonna say
about.
that's carrying on to canon for sure.
It's never gonna die, unlike the methods.
Yeah.
So I missed what he said.
I forget who was talking.
Cedar stopped Terranak from picking up the mask, and then
Scolded them.
And then Ziggy made a comment that I missed.
it's fine. The winds heard me.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
It's fine.
The winds is what we're gonna call our chat. Like our fans. Our fans are the winds. We need to come up with like a cutesy name for the people who watch this shit, and it's the winds. They're the winds now. Anytime someone tells us we're doing something wrong in the comment section, it's the winds telling us we're doing something wrong.
The winds called me a dumbass again.
The winds asked where I made my map. It made me feel really good, actually. Shout out to the winds. But yeah, so
The wind said
yeah.
Cole needs to stop arguing.
Yeah. Taryn, you were stopped from picking up the devilish mask. Do you shake it off and attempt to pick it up like you were, or do you stop?
No, I absolutely stopped.
Okay.
So are we gonna inspect the mysterious masks, or are we just gonna continue like this isn't some strange item? to find in an ice dungeon.
I guess we can look closer.
Good. Glad we're on the same page.
Okay, you have the option
We
of
are
doing. You have the option of doing
Womp womp.
either a religion or history check
Oh.
of your choice.
I suck at both, so.
So you could say you're helping Cedar and give him
Well,
advantage if they're
that's
better.
my help me.
Wait, what? What'd you say?
You can instead of if you are bad at it, you can do advantage on Cedar if Cedar is not bad. If you know that you're not good at it, you could help Cedar figure it out with the help action.
Okay, so how do I? I don't know how to do
You
that.
just say that you're doing it, and then Cedar gets to roll twice.
Oh, I'm doing that.
Yeah.
Then.
Okay. Well, let's see if this goes anywhere because my rolls have been shit.
Amazing. Yep, you are
Okay.
100% certain that is a pile of devilish masks. In fact,
Can I?
they might even not be really there. You haven't picked one up yet. They might be illusions. You should pick one up.
Well,
That's what your 2 says. It says you should pick one up.
totally.
Can I just roll a history just to see what happens? We don't have to use it. I just want to know
Sure.
what happened.
Go for it.
Yeah, we won't go just as well.
You heard of this? You heard of these things called masks, but you've never seen one. Anyone else want to
Yeah,
try?
so
So Terranok is gonna look at Cedar and go, so did you discover anything?
it's a mask. You have fun, I guess. Do with what you will. The winds say so.
You're not the winds.
Yeah. The winds haven't said shit.
The winds are the ones investigating. It's definitely not me who doesn't know what this is.
Ziggy stops and listens. Do I hear any wind?
The winds want you to fucking decide what you're doing.
Wins?
Hey, look, me and Chuck
Okay,
Jones have our.
Cedar gets impatient and just picks up the mask.
Well, nothing happens. It's just a mask. It's a devilish mask with gold filigree, and you assume it's probably worth approximately 25 gold pieces. It probably means something, but you're too stupid to figure it out. Not that you'll admit it.
Terranok picks up another one after he sees Cedar not get like messed up by it.
Hey, Tarnanak, Cedar whispers to them. Do you
Where?
want to scare the others using these masks?
How do you mean?
Put the masks on. Come up
Well,
behind them and scare the shit out of them. Yes? No?
We could try.
Alright, that's all I needed. Our dexterity doesn't.
Okay, so for clarity, Chuck Jones and Ziggy have their back turned. They're currently doing the pouch, and you guys are going to attempt to sneak over 25 feet of black ice and silently spook them wearing devil masks.
Can I make a note that while Ziggy is trying to break the ice with his hammer and whatever, I'm gonna start reading my prayer book.
Yeah, you're kind of muttering out your prayers to the god we never decided you worship. So one of the gods.
Yep.
It's your personal. You're very closed about your religion. You don't tell people what god you worship. And
Ziggy's just gonna hear me murmuring to myself.
And then you two can roll dexterity checks to attempt to sneak up behind them.
While they do that, can I do a history or arcana or religion to see if I know what god he's worshiping?
Sure.
We're good.
Religion check or history
what
check?
gods are there?
We're just so fucking nosy in this
Looking
group,
at
I
history.
guess.
That's fine.
8. It's probably one of the good ones.
Sounds good to me.
Probably.
I just keep going.
Okay. So, Tiernanak rolled dex, and now we're just waiting on Cedar.
Oh. Right, forgot that was an important thing. Watch this be fucking shit again. This is a save, right? Or is
Dex
this
check,
just
dex check.
Great,
Dex.
Dex check, right.
Woo.
That's not so bad.
What did I make the DC again? I already forgot.
Come on,
13. Okay.
That was a 10.
Yes!
So, no, 10 was the explosion save for the methods you attacked.
Oh damn it! I thought I was
Tiernanak is
good.
going to fall.
So you guys start walking over, and you're like, "This is gonna be so funny." And you walk up and you get
It
behind
is gonna be
Chuck
really
Jones
funny.
and Ziggy, and then you just watch Tiernanak slip backwards like he stepped on a rake, eat absolute shit, and then Ziggy and Chuck Jones turn around, and you just see Cedar wearing a devil mask and Tiernanak face down on the ground, also wearing a devil mask. but they look like mid tiptoe, like they were about to scare you, and so they're like frozen in time. They're like the fucking Mr. Beast thumbnail with the hands out, and they're like, ah.
You guys okay over there?
You see nothing. This isn't.
I think I
this-
see everything.
I do that. You know the Star Wars Jedi mind trick thing with the hand. I do that with my hand, and I go, "You see nothing."
Can I imitate it back and say I see everything?
You may. You are the paladin I'm looking for.
You double don't see anything happening. You should just turn
It
around.
causes it to cancel out, actually. Ziggy, at about this time, nonsense aside, you just about have the pouch in your hand. It's pretty cold and it's got like little chunks of flecks of ice to it, but you could probably force it open. The pouch is probably gonna rip the second you open it because it's so frozen and cold, but you could probably get what's inside.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
You find to you it is just a potion of mostly clear liquid. You can make an investigation check or arcana check to deduce what kind of potion it is.
I will. Is there anything else in their bag or just
It's just the potion. 15. You can tell you're very confident this is a potion of haste.
Okay, and I'm just gonna hand that right over to Chuck Jones. It's like, here you go. I'm gonna look over to Chuck and I'm like, here you go. Here's looks to be a potion of haste. And I just kind of hand it to him because he's the one who found the bag in the first place.
While you're doing that, I'm helping Tarnanak to their feet.
I'm gonna thank Ziggy for the potion.
Taryn accepts the help and gets up off the floor.
Except
Just to make sure, you know what a potion of haste is, right, Chuck?
no clue.
It's going to be really funny when you drink it then, says the winds.
Man, the winds are funny today.
Right.
The winds be winded.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna explain it. I'm just gonna let this figure itself out. I just give him a nod and I just go on my way.
So,
Okay,
do
well,
you...
don't
you-
even
Should
tell
Chuck
him what
Jones
it
use
is.
the power of Google for a second?
you could also, you could ask the winds.
I'm gonna just ask the winds then.
Drinking a potion of haste gives you the, as though the haste spell has been cast on you.
Oh, so it just makes you faster. Or, well,
No, haste
Well-
spell gives you increased movement speed. It gives you an extra action that can be used to disengage, dodge, or attack. Make one attack called a hasted action. You also have +2 AC when drinking it. But when the potion ends, you become stunned and lethargic and cannot move. I think it lasts for 3 turns if I remember correctly.
I thought
Gotcha.
it was 1 minute.
I think the spell is 1
Alright.
minute.
Yeah.
Or I've been playing so much Baldur's Gate 3.
Potion of haste is 1 minute.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
Potion of Haste is-
it's 3 turns in Baldur's Gate 3. That's what it is. Potion of speed. I'm sorry.
cool, gotcha.
Yeah, so you get 1 minute of fast boy hours, and then it all comes crashing down.
And then you're disabled for a while.
for a turn. But hey, if you kill all your enemies in the minute, you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Does everyone move forward out of the ice room?
Yeah,
Okay.
but Cedar keeps the mask on.
Where does the ice room end?
It ends right at the lip of to where it says 8. So like where to go past those 2 dark pieces of dark blue ice, that's where the room ends. And because then you start room 8. So
Okay.
everyone is gonna have to roll one more time.
So
Taryn is gonna pocket the mask, but take it off.
Okay. So Cedar has 1 mask. Taryn has 1 mask. Does anyone take the 3rd mask, or do you leave it?
Ziggy and Chuck don't know it's over there.
Yeah. You haven't
so-
communicated that there are masks there.
Taryn will snatch the other one.
Okay. So you have
Wait,
2.
wait.
Cedar has 1. Okay. Dex 14. Dex 19. You're good. Natural 20. You're good.
Damn it.
Okay,
Can I catch Tiernanak before they hit the ground?
Sure.
that's so funny.
I hope you have a big character, because Taryn and
I'm
Knock,
gonna
I'm
go
imagining
down.
he's a pretty big.
Yeah.
How big is Tiernanak?
Oh, he's a dragonborn, so he's like has to be minimum 6.5, right? Aren't they
I go
bigger
down
than people?
hard.
Definitely.
The fucking dynamic devil duo over here doesn't know how to walk forward.
I would catch Cedar, except I have caught Tiernanak, and that is taking all of my energy.
You just hear more cursing.
Yeah, and then you get up and you just get and you make your way out, and everyone laughs at you. But the winds laugh at you, but it's very silent. You don't know.
So I know if orcs are like known for their bloodthirstiness in this.
They are
You-
dumber.
you're-
They are dumber than average, but they are not necessarily always violent. Think Lord of the Rings orcs, where like they can talk and have conversation. They just like hurting people. Like they like fighting, but they don't always fight. Like they do commerce, they do trade. There are orc merchants. They're just few and far between.
Are these ones covered in blood and carrying weapons?
They are carrying weapons and they're wearing like clothing, like not armor, like rags, that like barbarians would wear, like kind of coverings but not really. They are definitely not dressed for the cold, but they are not covered in blood as far as you can see.
A cedar does not want to interact with them.
Okay. Does anybody want to go and talk? Does anybody want to go and talk first, or?
Not it.
I mean, I don't speak that language.
I kind of turn to Tiernan. Is anybody like covered in heavy armor or medium armor?
I'm assuming nobody can actually see my face.
Mine only says chain.
If you're wearing the devil mask, no, that they cannot see your face. And chainmail is heavy armor, yes.
Was I wearing
is
a
it?
helmet before I put the devil
How
mask
do I
on?
That's up to
know
you.
if I'm wearing?
I mean, I suppose
You
I'm-
are
I could
Taryn.
go
You are
talk
not
to them.
wearing armor. Your class does not wear armor.
Okay.
Uh,
Oh, I don't need armor. Right?
Well, I'm gonna
you're
assume
right.
that I was wearing a helmet the whole time, and then I put the
Alright.
mask on, so nobody can really see what I look like.
Of course.
Drop my thing. Okay.
I just turn.
I guess Chuck Jones will approach.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, and
I was
I'm
gonna have
gonna,
Taryn
like-
do it, but if you would like to go first.
Okay, Chuck Jones.
I'm gonna-
Wait, hold on. Back up. Everyone,
I was gonna say
yeah.
slowly.
And then Ziggy also. Everyone, revert that last move. There we go. And then, where you stepped, if Chuck Jones could do me just the nicest favor, and do a
You messed up.
DC 11 dexterity save. I'm sorry, DC 13. As you step on a magical mine.
Oh,
Oh,
Dexterity save.
guys, I don't think they're friendly. I feel like we would have learned
that
about
failed,
just
didn't
walking into rooms.
Yes, it
I would
does.
assume that failed.
So you take a step forward, and you like the ice that you step on. It kind of like your foot goes through it like half an inch, like the ice isn't really there, like it's an illusion. And you step onto something hard, and you hear this like beep flash of magic, and there's a big boom that encompasses your 5-foot area. You take 1d6 plus 3 cold damage. You
I'm
take.
assuming I roll.
No, I got it. You take 6 cold damage. And it makes a loud sound. The 3 orcs whip around immediately and look at you.
Chuck, are you okay?
I'm much colder now, and that hurt a little bit. But I got their attention.
so much for a calm approach.
They have not, like, they are not
It's-
readying weapons. They're just staring at you defensively. Like, they didn't know you were here, and now all of a sudden you're here, 20 feet from them, and they didn't notice. And so now they're like,
They're still on
watching
a
you.
You're-
defense.
Cedar steps forward and starts speaking Orcish.
Dude, what do you say?
Hello. My name is Cedar. Apologies for the loud noise. What are you doing in here?
Hold on. I'm thinking of a voice. What do orcs sound like? This is going to be canon. Oh, what's all this then? I can't do British. Fuck.
Yikes.
That was
Oh,
awful.
I loved it.
Fucking. I got caught between.
That was
I tried
fantastic.
to-
No,
yeah.
keep it going. Keep it going.
I tried to do British.
Keep it going,
It didn't
bro,
work,
okay.
so I tried to pivot to 40k orc. Boy, that didn't work. Imagine I'm speaking British. It's late.
Oi, meat's back on the menu.
Looks like meat's back on the menu, boys. And then they kill a hobbit they had behind him. It was weird. You know where it was. The orc in the middle, who looks bigger than the other two orcs, looks at you and is like, all right. We what you call treasure hunters, but we don't remember coming here. We just were. We were in a different cave, and now I'm Australian, I guess, and now we're here. It's almost British. I'm getting there.
That happened to... I don't know about these fuckers, but the same thing happened to me. I was one moment doing a job somewhere else, and I wake up here. Have you seen anything else down here aside from us?
No, not people, but I did find that. And then he points to the right wall. Like, well, what would be his... Like, what would be Chuck Jones's right? And there's a giant, 25-foot by 25-foot magical mural that is, painted on the entire ice wall with illusion magic. And it is a constantly shifting, moving mural. And if you look at it, Cedar, you see... Yes, it is a giant magical mural that depicts you being stabbed in the back by your friends. Like a big, giant graphic scene of you being, at 2 Brutus, murdered by your friends. Who those friends are up to you. They could be your party members. They could be people from your past.
What... Might I ask what you see in the image?
You asked the orc that?
Yeah?
He goes, these guys here killing me?
Yo, these... Well, not these guys, but past guys related to me that are important is doing the same to me.
Weird. Can't take it, though. It's worthless. And he walks up to it and he tries to, grab it. Like you'd roll up a scroll on the wall, and his hands just go right through it. For the record,
tried to walk through the whole thing?
Anyone who looks at it, by the way, they see the exact same scene, but they see them being betrayed by people from their past.
And Terranok's gonna take a step forward to look at it.
Check for mine.
You can't really see it from where he is.
Check for
To be
mine.
fair, we shouldn't be able to know what they're talking about. They're speaking Orcish.
Yeah, but he could see them all looking at the mural
Yeah.
and walking over.
Yeah, the mural is
to
the entire...
Out of curiosity,
Yeah.
he's gonna try to.
Yeah, so this entire... Let me get my thingy here. So this entire wall, this whole flat section, is all the mural. You can all see it. Once you see the orc boss point to it and you look at it, you see a magical mural that depicts you being betrayed by people from your past who you would consider friends.
You don't have to take a step forward to be able to.
No,
see
you don't.
it.
I mean, if you wanted to see it more clearly, because you're at a weird angle, it's like looking at a TV from an angle. You could tell what's on the TV, but it's not the best picture. But you could get closer. But you can see what you assume. Obviously, you don't know what they're talking about, but you could assume that the thing they pointed to on the wall is probably what they're talking about, and you can see what they are pointing to.
Okay, so can
Gotcha.
Terranok move forward with caution?
Do you want to inspect the ground for traps?
Probably.
Investigation.
I'm gonna fail this for sure.
You don't see anything.
Cool. So
You don't see it.
Do I have to keep rolling it to keep moving forward, or can I?
You can move wherever square you want. You investigated the general floor plan of the room. You didn't see anything.
Okay. I'm scared. Okay, yeah, that's as far as I'm going. That's fine.
The orc kind of looks at Cedar and gestures to the dragon person walking towards them. Is he cool? He's walking towards me. Is this a thing?
They're cool.
Okay.
He's cool. He's just taking a gander at the mural there. Have you tried walking through it? Is there another side, or is it just wibbly wobbly?
He goes, "That's a good idea." And then he walks into the mural, and then he slams his face on the ice and falls down backwards. Because it's a solid wall. And then he gets up and he goes, "It's a wall." Good idea, though.
Figured I'd ask.
And then he just
I
kind of
turn to
stands
the
there.
other group.
He just kind of stands there looking at you like, well, we're all trapped here. So...
Yeah, we'll get back to that. We're gonna reconvene with these guys. We're gonna figure out a plan.
Group meeting.
Welcome to join us. Or not. Up to you, dog.
Okay. He's like, all right. And then he okay, it's funny. He would have no reason not to do this. So they all walk forward, mainly him, but then the two follow him, like at his shoulders, like bodyguards. He walks up to Taryn so that you could have this group discussion in the space in front of Taryn. You watch as he takes a step forward, and the floor is illusory. Spot DC 15, by the way. And you watch him just fall through the floor, through an illusory ice floor, and you just hear like a free fall and then like a huge thump as he falls like 15 feet down. He takes 1d6 damage, falling damage, because he fails his save. Because I have his sheet over here. He takes 5 damage, and he goes.
Cedar peeks.
And you just hear, "Ow!" in Orcish.
Taryn looks down the hole.
Yeah,
like,
Cedar peeks.
and that just happened directly in front of him.
Cedar peeks down and goes, "You all right, boss?"
"Did you set me up?"
"I did not see the floor was not a floor."
Fair enough. And he attempts to climb out of the hole.
Cedar reaches his hand down for him.
I mean, he rolled an 18 plus strength. The DC was 20. Without taking your hand, you watch him just like bare hand, like finger strength, like rock climbing, just grip the ice sides and like dig his nails into the ice and pull himself out of the pit and then like brush himself off. And then he sees like where the illusion is. He's like, magic. Hate that shit.
Cedar makes some sort of comment about wanting to be thrown over his shoulder.
He pretends not to hear you.
Pretends not to hear you.
All right, so Cedar relays sort of everything that just happened, like that wall, that illusion thing. I don't know what you see, but I see some things, some of my past people killing me, murdering me. I don't know what that's about. These guys see it too. Great. Love that that is a thing that is occurring, and I hate that. And now we know that the floor is also not a floor sometimes. I don't know what to do.
It kind of go kaboom.
My whole base is protecting people, and I don't know how to protect you from illusions.
Couldn't stop me
So
from going boom.
We're here for it. You walked ahead of me? How was I supposed to protect you from going boom if you were going to walk first? That's what I thought. All right.
The winds comment to themselves how funny it is, how throwing a few traps all of a sudden makes everyone scared. Just a couple. Who knows how many more there are?
We haven't made it that far.
Yeah.
Ziggy, you seem like a pretty competent fellow. What say you?
I say we just... Sorry. I say we just find the quickest way out of this cave real quick. Let's all regroup over there and... Have the other orcs been further down the cave, or did they stop at the mural?
Cedar turns and asks the orcs if they've been anywhere else besides this chamber.
Did the orcs speak common at all, or no? So we can avoid the
Do you ask if they speak common?
Do you speak common?
If we gotta.
So you don't wanna?
Eh.
It'd be helpful if you did, but I'm not gonna force you to.
He begrudgingly switches to like a broken common. He's like, "Is this better?" And his accent is less notable in his not native tongue.
So, have you been farther besides this chamber?
He points over to his shoulder. He goes, "No, we can't get out. We're trapped." And then he gestures to the rest of the room, and you see that there is a a thing that I just got to make sure it's visible on your layer. Token layer, perfect. You see like this gray rectangle right here?
Yeah.
He's like, there's a stone door. It's indestructible. We can't break it. It's got like a puzzle on it, but we can't. It's like it's unsolvable.
Puzzles, my favorite. Peter says.
He says, he goes, we've been working on this puzzle for the three of us for probably 3 or 4 hours now. It's basically unsolvable. We're all gonna die here.
I'm gonna.
Puzzles.
While they're all talking, I'm just gonna kind of walk around. I'm gonna touch each square in front of me with like sword real quick, just to keep walking through without getting like. I'm not gonna
Blasted.
pitfall. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you do that, and the path you take appears safe.
Cool. Can I take a look at what's on the wall?
You can, and this is what you see. Oop, wrong layer. Change layer. Tokens. Tokens. Highlight. Drag. You see this.
God, it's unsolvable.
What?
Oh God, do you have any way where I could do this alone? I'm guessing it's like I press one and the next two next to it change.
You have no idea.
I press the bottom left corner.
The bottom left corner?
Yep. Oh God, okay, I got nothing here. Yeah, okay, it's this. Oh God, it's this. Ugh, I hate it.
Cedar does the same thing the bird guy did on the squares before stepping forward.
Okay.
Kindly moves past the orc in front of them.
Okay, does everybody know what this is or no?
I have no idea what this is.
We gotta.
Okay, so
You know, it's
real
funny.
life
I
knows exactly what it is.
I ran this by
Terranok really has-
Onyx's player, and he has literally never heard of this kind of puzzle. It threw me for a loop, so I made this one. I'm confident that some of you could figure this out, but I didn't think it was
Yeah,
that
So,
obscure.
Cedar-
real life
also
me
in
actually
character.
loves puzzles,
Yeah.
and this is like I know exactly what this is. I just don't know if because my character is definitely not that smart would know what it is.
I am nice
Yeah,
enough.
Cedar has
I'm nice
no
enough to let
idea
your
what this is.
player. This is a puzzle that the players can solve. It doesn't have to be the characters.
Okay.
Okay, can I say that Terranok takes the same path that Ziggy did to get over there to go over
I'll
there?
save you guys the trouble. There were 2 traps in this room. You set both of them off.
Okay,
the floor is
I'm
good.
going-
Fantastic.
I'm gonna let Tiernanak kind of like take it because they seem like they know how to do
Cedar
it.
peers over the Dragonborn's shoulder and
Okay.
like is very vividly watching.
Can I like just place dots? So like, telling you which dot I want to do is gonna drive me nuts. Can I just
It's
like
gonna
place
take
dots
forever.
and you can just like?
Just hold.
I don't
Just
think.
hold left click like that.
Yeah, just do
then
yeah,
you
do
can
that,
the
and then
ripple
I will
thing.
fill them in.
Oh, I was gonna say I can.
Yeah,
Because
don't
paint
draw the
paint you
color.
have to
The color's
remove
gonna
layer
mess me
by
up.
layer.
Yeah, it's all layered. This is all
Okay.
not one picture.
Okay.
I had to do it by line. So just
Okay,
yeah,
hold on. Let me see. I just have to. How do I make it so I do that? That like.
just hold
ping thing?
the
You
left
would just
click,
hold left click.
and it'll do the ripple. It'll ping. Yeah, like that.
Okay. This might take a
gonna
while,
be-
guys.
There's gonna be a minute, but
Cracks
it's okay.
cracks knuckles. Time to solve this 2nd grade puzzle. That one? Okay. So that happened. Paste. 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 And then that goes away.
Oh wait, you still? Oh wait, no, almost. Never mind. I take it back.
I have to do it one at a time, so it takes a second. There's a the puzzle has lag. That one. Paste. Paste. Delete. Everyone not doing the puzzle can attempt to be comedic so that we aren't silently trying to solve this.
Yeah, but then if we're being comedic, then it gets distracting for the puzzle
Okay,
solving.
Cedar stops watching because he gets bored. And turns to Chuck and goes, "So, what like were you whispering before?"
I was just reading some prayers.
Oh, cool. What prayers?
You know, the book kind.
There are so many different answers and explanations for that.
I would like to keep my prayers to myself.
All you had to say, boy. I
So
wanted to say bro and then boy at the same time, so whatever the
So-
fuck
Boy.
that came out.
Parananock is actually gonna stop listening to you guys talk because I
Yeah.
cannot focus.
that's what I'm saying.
I just listen. This is a recording. It's gonna be an awkward 20-minute part of the video when no one
That's so
speaks.
true.
Oh, no, wait. You can cut out the entire time and just put 20 minutes later.
Yeah.
Oh, you think I'm gonna
20
edit?
minutes later.
What do you mean edit? You just cut out a giant section.
But how am I gonna put 20 minutes later?
Shut.
We want the fans to follow along the journey of solving the puzzle.
The journey of oh Marona Mia. Okay, well here's the journey. We started at
Well-
9:15, and now we're gonna fast forward to whatever time.
You picked the middle, right?
Just right now. You just cut it out. Just like.
While this is happening, Cedar just flirts
Be
with the
fair.
orcs.
While Cedar's flirting with the orcs, I'm gonna try to lift one or two of their javelins off of them.
Okay.
Oh, does that mean I actually have to flirt?
You sure? Do like
See, now you made it a thing.
well, you could say whatever you want to say, and then you're gonna roll persuasion, and then while you're doing
Okay.
that, sleight of hand for Ziggy.
I walk up to the first orc and I don't touch him yet, but I go, so, what treasures were you hunting before?
He responds, because I also need to focus on the puzzle. Gold and stuff.
Gold and stuff. Shiny things? I like shiny things too. I got some shiny things some places. You want to see?
The boss holds with the shinies mostly.
I can tell with that. I hate this so much.
Not any better for me.
Why did I make a character like this?
This and then this and then this.
Was that persuading enough?
Anything
Oh,
you
I didn't
say
roll.
gets you the roll. How cringy it is up to the player. I mean the audience. I mean the wins.
Yeah, well,
The
wait,
wins.
what? Where's my persuasion?
He is persuaded
Oh my god. Persuaded to what?
to sort of keep talking to you because the winds
To
are
see your shiny things.
the winds are focusing on the puzzle. Because I need to manually change the colors.
Sad.
But he's like, yeah, cool. Shinies are awesome.
Yeah. How likely would I be able to get a date with your boss?
He goes, oh, hold on 1 second. And then he turns around and goes, don't touch my shit. At the 11th sleight of hand, his passive is 12.
No. I was stealing from Cedar, not the orc.
Oh!
Love it.
I misunderstood.
Oh,
Cedar.
how do I
Cedar.
roll?
I mean, because it's a player character, it would be perception check.
So not passive, but a perception check.
Yeah, well, I think it'd be active check because I typically don't allow player on player.
I grab you, and I pull you in, and I go, "Oh my man, I think you're gonna be my favorite one of the group." And I don't let go. You are now in the crook of my arm.
I regret everything. Can you let me go?
How about you say please? But you have to really mean it.
Can you please let me go?
I am struggling.
I'll think about it.
Like, I know
What
how
were
it
you-
works, but I'm struggling so hard. To
Chuck
actually
Jones just looks very confusedly over at the two that are currently look like they're in a buddy in exchange.
I point across at the boss and I go, look, the boss is looking at you to Cedar. And then I'm gonna try and like squirm my way out of his arm.
Cedar ruffles your head, like gives you like an actual noogie, and then let's go. Don't try that again.
Try what?
Exactly.
I'm also just gonna put.
Not
I'm
gonna-
gonna put this here. I had a mulligan timer on this puzzle. If at any point you guys are just like, fuck this puzzle, you could just say that we solve it, and we solve it. I just want to put that out there.
Why would you do that?
Because this video needs to be more than 20 minutes.
Because I am getting so fucking frustrated. I'm about ready to take that fucking mulligan puzzle.
Well, would the orc still date me? Nobody answered my question.
Well, the NPC orc?
Yeah, the orc boss. How into me is the orc boss?
0.
The one you with a 22, he's like, fuck, I have to roll for orientation. He's bi, I guess. He's chill with it.
Yes.
He's probably not
Okay,
going to do anything
that's
with
all I
you
want.
right now in the middle of this cave in front of 7 people.
No.
But maybe if you all
of
make
course,
it out of here
course.
alive, maybe.
Just wanted to know how likely I was to get a date with this orc boss.
If he had a relationship meter, you would say it was like 3 hearts out of 10 hearts in Stardew Valley.
Okay.
You watch as all the blue outside rings connect to the center empty ring, and the puzzle disappears. Except for those parts of the puzzle, and then the puzzle disappears. And then you watch as the door slowly slides down into the ground and then covers over with ice.
Ternanok's gonna look at everybody and be like, I solved it. The door is open.
That's my dragon. Let's go.
So he gives a slow clap. I don't know if you can hear it.
I cannot.
Unfortunate. Did you hear that?
I did.
Perfect.
Okay, the orcs look over at Tiernanak and they're like, good job! I thought we were gonna die in here.
Nice.
What do you want to do now?
I think our little bird friend here should go first and take a look.
I think he's not gonna say anything and just investigates everything where he walks before he does.
Okay, roll investigation.
Nice.
Okay, with an
And I'm gonna.
with an 18, you do not see you don't see that. You do not see any traps. You do not see any icy floors. You do not see anything out of the ordinary. All you see is the path that I have unblacked before you. With an 18 investigation, now that my notes aren't, my computers didn't crash. 4 of 5, 5. You see 5. This small room connects the 2 other rooms, but does not contain anything.
Can I see down the hallways?
Hold on, I'm not done.
So, I'm sorry.
And where you're standing, 5. This large room is sparkling with magic in the air. You notice an intense purple violet light glowing throughout the room that appears to have like a hard cutoff. That is the tip of the purple box you can see. And then you see within the purple light, because you have really good vision, this is like that, you see all the way down here, and then you see in the purple light it lied to me. It didn't bring it to the front.
Yikes.
Tokens.
I'm going to run to the restroom for
Go
like
for
5
it.
seconds.
Go for it.
You guys can continue.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna make a difference.
Okay. You see
That's accurate.
You see in the middle of the purple
It's a
light,
polar bear.
you see a polar bear. He appears to be starving and is in the center of the room staring aimlessly at the shimmering purple violet light. He is very tired and very hungry. You could see like his bones through his fur. He's very anemic. Yep, and then that light seems to permeate that entire, all the way around the corner where you can't see. Like you can't see around like this corner. But as far as you can tell, the light permeates that whole side of the dungeon. And then in your top right, when you look down the hallway, see that far, because you wouldn't see like, yeah, there you see that. And then I guess because you have super mega cool vision, you see this. It was gonna be my big gotcha reveal. And you see sleeping in the middle of the that little crook area, asleep, is what appears to be some sort of snake chicken hybrid.
Oh my god.
It is asleep. It looks like it could be roused with loud noises, like if you attempted to brute force the puzzle. What do you
Well,
do?
then why didn't it wake up when the orcs were hitting it?
No, they didn't brute force the puzzle. They just were stupid and couldn't solve it. When I say brute force, I mean like, if
Oh.
you tried to go like, I cast Thunderwave on the stone wall, they would have woken them up. They're just dumb.
Fair enough.
Cedar asks Ziggy what's going on. What's
So
out there?
Ziggy kind of holds a finger up to his mouth in a quiet motion and then kind of motions for everybody to come over. And I'm going to go.
Cedar does like this telephone thing and turns and whispers to Chuck, be quiet, pass it on.
Is everyone who walks through the little place where the stone was, are they going to attempt to stealth?
Yes.
Because a lot of you
Well, I
are
am.
wearing heavy armor.
Chuck
I'm going to
Jones is
try.
gonna turn to everyone
Okay,
behind
roll
him and
stealth.
Does
just do the
everybody
shh.
actually have to roll a
A
stealth?
stealth. If you're attempting to stealth
Mhm.
past the cockatrice, yes.
I am definitely gonna try to because I have heavy armor on.
Yeah, so that's disadvantage on stealth. So roll twice,
Yeah.
take the lowest.
Oh, so I could just click the disadvantage tab.
Yeah,
couldn't
yeah,
I?
you can, yeah. Okay, 8. 14.
Oh, no.
I'm gonna do this as a group check, so it's gonna be an average of your 4.
So
Oh,
we
mine
all
as well?
roll-
I'm
just
not
roll
moving,
dex?
though.
Oh yeah, if you're not moving, then you're fine because you stuck
Well,
forward.
I was already in the room.
Yeah. So then it's just Tarn.
Turn an knack.
12. Wait, no, stealth, not dex.
Oops, sorry.
It's probably the same modifier, but you know what? It's the same modifier. I'm not a mean guy. I'll take the 12 because it's the same roll. 14, 12, 8. Average it out. It's higher than 11. You barely, because sleeping creatures have -5 to their passive perception, barely quietly sneak out to a point where you can all see this sleeping cockatrice, and you can see it is lightly sleeping. Any significant noise will wake it, but it is currently asleep, and you can see it. It's like crooked up against the ice, and it's sleeping.
I'm gonna gently poke the purple barrier. Is it a wall?
Nope. It's just your hand goes right through. It's like a imagine like a shine, like a hue of light.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and then I just pull my hand back. No change, no resistance.
Yep, no resistance, nothing at all.
Don't like that. Okay. I don't like that. And I'm kind of whispering to everybody. It seems like there's a cockatrice at the edge over there. We might have to go through there. There seems to be a starving polar bear to our left.
Is there some sort of check I can do on the cockatrice to see if I know anything about them?
Yep. History or they're a magical creature, so I'd say history or arcana.
Cool. So I have nothing going for either of them. So I'm just gonna do
Can I
that
assist
one.
him?
You can, or you can roll yourself if you have a better like
I
modifier.
do have a kind of
17.
Yeah,
With
there
a
we go.
17, you know that cockatrices are magical creatures. They are hybrids of birds and reptiles. It's a giant chicken the size of a man with a snake tail, but you know that the snake tail is a fully separate brain entity, like they're combined magically like a chimera. They have wings, but they cannot fly, and it is said, you're not 100% sure, but it is said that fighting one, there is a chance that they could turn you to stone.
I don't think we should take this fight, though. I relay all of that information back to them. So everybody's on the same page.
So Ternanak is gonna quietly
So do
respond.
we? I'm gonna whisper. Do we want to fight the snake chicken or the polar bear?
Well,
The polar
I
bear
feel
has
like
not
we
even noticed you. It has not moved from where you have found it.
The polar bear is like emaciated, is probably hungry. I don't know if it can get around this barrier or why it hasn't fought anything else or even tried to eat the cockatrice. So it might be stuck over there. But if we start something over there, the cockatrice is definitely going to come at us first.
How do you know the polar bear is emaciated?
Based on the descriptions that the wind told me. Yeah, we were told he was like emaciated and like starving, and we could see his like rib cage.
Yeah, through
Got
his
it.
fur. Like he looks like he has not eaten in like a month.
He's a
Okay,
hungry
got it.
bitch.
he's a hungry bitch. And this
Oh.
thing next to us, this glowy purple thingy. What is that? Do you know what it is?
Chuck Jones noticed the orcs move and can he gesture to them to stay there?
They see you gesture and they stop and they're like thumbs up and then they're like they'll wait for you to give them a command.
Cool.
Chuck Jones, leader of the orcs.
More importantly, do you communicate that you're stopping them because there's a monster, or you're just
Yes,
telling
I
them to stop?
communicate that.
The
I communicate. There's 2 monsters ahead.
the orc will like point at where the monster, like to where the cockatrice, where you gesture the cockatrice is, and then he makes a signal of like, do you want us to go kill it, or you're gonna kill it?
Can I ask
Can we do a tag
that?
team symbol?
The orcs kind of look at each other.
What does that look like?
Yeah,
Very sexual.
the
Yeah, I thought so.
the orcs kind of look at each other, and then they look back at you, and then they look back at each other, and it almost looks like their pride is wounded, and they're like, no. They shake their head no. They're like, we'll kill it, or you'll kill it, but there's like we're not gonna let you help us kill it. You feel
You
like
say
you've
we let
wounded their
them
pride by asking that.
Way to go, Ziggy.
Oh, I'm sorry. Then please have at it.
You convey that in hand gestures.
Okay, so you tell the orcs.
I do my apologies and I go, all you.
Okay, then they are going to. Are you guys gonna stay where you are? Because if you signal that to them, they're gonna like pick their weapons up and they're gonna get ready to charge.
I'm not staying here. I'm gonna move back. I mean,
So-
I feel like I need to let them through first, and then I'm gonna kind of move towards the space that they're in now.
Okay, so you guys are gonna go back in the room
Um,
after they pass, or you're gonna go like down here.
Since
I-
Chuck Jones has passed a stealth thing, can I just hide in this little cutout back here while they rush the corner?
Where's the cutout? Point to it.
Like
Oh,
right,
yeah,
like
that's fine.
right where me and Ziggy are.
Yeah, you could stay there.
Cool.
Yeah,
I'll
I'm
just
just
move.
gonna...
I'll move here to kind of block.
Okay. And then you guys are gonna like
Mhm.
hide, and you're gonna let the orcs fight the cockatrice.
Yeah.
Okay, so the orcs will come out here. The orc boss, being the orc boss, gets first dibs. They're gonna rush the cockatrice. And then I start my.
Insta stone.
Yeah, right. They all just die instantly. He gets advantage, so he does that. The orc, regular orc, gets to attack at advantage.
Jesus Christ, oh my god. Okay, numbers are flying.
As long as Ophis knows
Going
what they
so
mean,
crazy.
fine.
Cool. So that means that that's 4, and then I just cockatrice. How does he turn things to stone again? He has to bite them first. He's not going to make it that far. His AC's 11. He takes 4 plus 8 plus 9, which is 12, 21. Check my math. Someone check my math.
I didn't hear any of your math.
4,
Yes,
4 plus
21.
8 plus 9.
21. It's 21.
Cool. You watch the, that happens to the cockatrice's health bar. And then the cockatrice wakes up screaming. It is surprised because it was asleep. It has 3 orcs around it. Its turn happens. It is surprised. It loses its turn. It's the orc's turn again. They all attack it again. Statistically, they can't not kill it. The cockatrice dies.
They just bum rush.
And,
the
and then they all look at you.
guy.
They look at you, and then they give a thumbs up.
Give a thumbs
Ternanock
up
is
back.
gonna
yeah,
give a
Cedar
thumbs up
gives a
back.
thumbs up.
We're all just gonna reply with double thumbs up.
And then they kind of just look around, and they point, like, further up the path. And then they look at you, and they're like, they gesture at them. And then they gesture to the path. And then they give a thumbs up, like, we'll check the top if you want to keep going.
I give a thumbs up.
Okay.
Thumbs up.
They disappear into the darkness as they check the top. Ignore their health bars. You can't see them.
Okay, so are we
So what are
stepping
we
through
doing?
this thing? What are we doing?
And bring it to the
I shall
polar
help.
bear.
Cedar helps carry that shit over.
Okay, you grab the cockatrice body.
Grab it and bring it back.
Okay, so you throw the cockatrice body next to the polar bear.
Yes.
Cool. You watch as the cockatrice body, like, slumps over near next to the polar bear, and it, like, slaps onto the ground, and it, like, starts bleeding everywhere, and the polar bear doesn't move.
That's concerning. I feel bad now for the polar bear.
Cedar steps forward into the barrier thing.
Okay, I need you to roll a intelligence saving throw.
While this
Yeah,
is happening, can I use lay on
that
hands
sucks.
on myself for 5 points?
You may. Cool. You all watch as Cedar steps forward into the light, and then starts, like, looking at the lights, and then just stops moving and just stares at the lights, and does not respond.
Ziggy is-
Does not respond to any verbal commands or actions or requests, and just stares at the lights.
Ziggy is gonna kind of grab Cedar by the collar and pull him back.
Make a contested athletics check against Cedar's athletics. Cedar, you do not want to leave the lights, so you are resisting.
It was 0. It was 0.
Beat him by
crazy.
1.
Damn.
Awesome. Okay, so
Straight roll.
you watch as you muster every single ounce of strength you have to try to not let this tiny bird man pull you away from these lights. You love these lights, but he just barely has enough leverage, even with, like, the slipperiness of the ice, that he wrenches you out of the light aura.
I just picture little Birdman like jumping up, grabbing Cedar's head and pulling backwards,
Yeah.
just like using full body momentum.
It is very similar to that. It is absolutely like, and then once you get out of the lights, you realize you're like, you don't remember the last, like, 3 minutes. Like, you remember taking a
What?
step forward into the lights, and now you're out of the lights. You don't remember anything.
What just happened?
I was gonna ask you the same.
I have no idea what just happened. I remember trying to walk forward, and then nothing.
Fair enough. I think we should figure out a way to get rid of that purple light. Maybe there's an answer down by the way the orcs went.
Shall we follow the orcs then?
Follow the orcs, we shall.
So you go up the path where the orcs went?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm gonna stop there because I know they walk this way.
Yep. You don't see the orcs.
I'm investigating for any traps
Okay,
or
roll
anything as I'm
roll
moving forward.
investigation.
I'm gonna go nice and slow.
Uh,
Nothing. Anybody else?
You don't see anything.
So it looks like it divides into 2 ways. Do we want to split the party, or do we want to stick together?
I think we should stick together. I can't protect all of you if we split.
Have you been protecting Chuck?
Once again, Chuck has been stepping in front of me and away from me every time. How am I supposed to protect somebody who doesn't want to be protected?
Chuck Jones is Chuck Jones.
Chuck Jones should just Chuck Jones not.
I like the cut of your jib, Chuck Jones.
I'm blind. What number room is this? I'm blind? I have no...
Is it underneath that object of unimaginable power over there?
no. I gotta read my notes. Continue to roleplay. I don't know where you are.
Okay.
I don't
I know
think
where.
we should
Okay,
split the
I know where you are.
Cheater,
I
are
know where
you
you
on
are.
a number right now?
No,
What?
you're good. No, you're good. I
Never
know
mind.
exactly where you are. I know exactly where you are.
So I guess. I mean, I see. Do I notice any traps or anything
No,
in this
you
room or
notice no.
anything
You
like
notice
that?
no traps. Not where you are.
Cedar, do you
honestly
wanna
might
take point?
become a mute character, and their role player might just go to bed because I am so tired.
You've got 15 more minutes. You can do it.
Okay.
Come on,
What
Cedar.
you want me to
Cedar.
take point? Is that what you're asking?
Isn't that what you wanted to do?
Sure. But my investigation sucks, so just letting you know that now.
Just take the hits.
I'll just take the hits. Fine. I don't need to live. Oh, I can't click on my character
You
anymore.
phased into Ziggy. There you go.
Thanks.
Which direction
this
are we
way.
going?
Okay, roll a dex check. As you notice that this floor is also extremely slippery, much like the last room you were in.
Whoops.
10 is fine.
Fantastic. I keep going.
You notice in this small offshoot room with a slippery floor, you notice a large statue of a beholder with amethyst gemstones embedded into each of what would be eyes. Each gemstone appears to be worth approximately 50 gold pieces each. The gems can be pried out with a athletics or sleight of hand check.
This isn't. Would I know anything aside from that? Staring at this beholder,
Do you know anything about beholders or about the statue specifically?
the statue
No,
specifically.
you know nothing about it. It's just a statue. Someone had it made, probably.
Okay.
You know that
There's
you
a
know that
statue in
that
here.
chest. You know that chest you found at the beginning of the dungeon referenced killing a beholder who apparently made this
Oh, yeah.
dungeon. So you assume that might be him.
Hey guys, I think this statue is important, and y'all need to come look at it.
It is a very small room. You think maybe two of you could fit in with
Well,
the
I
statue.
can hold one of them. So, I feel like 3 could
Chuck
fit
Jones
if
is
I
gonna allow
held
other
somebody.
people to go in. I would rather not be held.
Just let yourself
Turn will
be
go.
loved.
You go and you see the statue, as I described it. That's the only thing in the room is just the statue.
Do you think there's traps on it?
I guess there's only one way to find out.
How much do you want to bet that there's traps on it?
Chuck Jones is gonna quietly murmur to Ziggy that cedar is a strange one, isn't he?
I'll go first and try and snatch one of these things, and if nothing happens, great. And if something happens, I get all your gold.
No. I'll give
Well,
you
then can I get a kiss
one. I
instead?
will give you. What?
Nothing. I'm just gonna go grab it.
Okay, so you attempt to what? To pry
Yeah.
out the amethyst?
Yeah.
Okay,
Athletics.
there are a total of 10 amethysts. I'm sorry.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, yeah, there are a total of 10 amethysts. It is a athletics or sleight of hand check. Your choice.
I'm going athletics,
Okay.
dude.
You fail. You grab it,
Alright.
and you're like, I'm going to rip this gem out, and you put all your force behind it, and the gem doesn't budge.
I look at Tarnanak and I go, wrong gem, and I try and grab a different one.
Okay, athletics or sleight of hand.
I'm going athletics again.
Okay, it succeeds. You rip out one of the gems, and in your hand you have a smooth cut, like intentionally made to look like an eyeball, amethyst gemstone that you assume is worth about 50 gold pieces.
This is really fucking creepy. I pocket it.
There are 9 more in the statue.
I don't do anything else. That was all I wanted. Tarnanak, your turn. We'll just keep going back and forth.
Okay.
We should probably figure out how to get out of here, but I want to do this.
Ternanok is gonna go up to the statue and grab one.
Okay. Sleight of hand or
Athletics.
Yeah.
Ah.
You do not succeed. Much to the same, you attempt to pull it out, and it does not budge.
Cedar like looks at them and is like smirking at him.
I guess Taryn will try another one.
Okay. Sleight of hand or athletics. Oh, 25.
Jesus Christ.
You grab the gem, and you rip out not only the gem, but also like a chunk of stone with it.
Oh,
Taryn
damn.
is now gonna look at Cedar with a smirk.
Okay, well, Cedar goes back and pulls out another one.
Okay, athletics, sleight of hand. You can add a 50 gold
Athletics.
piece. You could add a 50 gold piece amethyst to your inventory. Taranac.
Chuck Jones
23,
wants to nudge
ooh.
Ziggy and ask if he wants to go up the cave a little
Okay.
bit while they do their weird little contest.
Yeah, let's go see
Wait,
if
how
we
many
can
gold?
find
Wait,
the
how
or-
many gold did you say this was worth?
50 gold pieces per amethyst.
50.
What did Ziggy say?
Yeah, let's go up.
Okay, while you guys
Okay.
do that, you watch as Cedar, with a 23, not as good as a 25, but you watch as Cedar also grabs another gemstone and rips it out and does pull some stone with it, but not as much stone. And like, he kind of, they're kind of doing this like little pissing match, so much so that they don't realize that once they pull out a third gemstone, the magical trap activates. If
Oh.
3 or more gemstones are removed, a magical trap is activated, and the player who removed the last gemstone is targeted by one of a beholder's eye rays.
Oh, that means it's me.
Yes, make a DC. It's gonna be DC 18. This ray, DC 18 Wisdom.
Well, I'm stupid as fuck. Saving throw, right?
Yes. You fail.
Oh.
You are
Oh,
you.
damn.
You are charmed by the nearest creature.
Does that mean Tarnac?
Yes, because the statue does not count as a creature.
Yeah, because they totally needed help with that one.
Hey man, it's a 1 out of 8.
So nothing changes.
So
Be glad I
Nothing
didn't
changes.
disintegrate him, okay?
So instead, like Cedar was like kind of casually flirting before, but now Cedar kind of like puts an arm on his shoulder, like like leaning on him, and kind of like looks up at him, smirks, and goes, "You're pretty strong."
For clarity, you did
like that.
you did watch a giant pink beam blast out of the statue and slam into Cedar, and his eyes are now glowing pink. Like he is obviously magically influenced in some way.
Tarnak's gonna pull a gold piece out of his pocket or pouch, whatever it is, and say, "I guess I at least owe you one," and hand it to him.
Cedar takes it, looks at it, and goes, "The only gold piece I need is your heart, baby."
So glad I chose to walk away from
Yeah.
that.
So you two,
Yeah.
as you walk
Anyway,
away from
so
that,
we're checking for traps and we're going north.
Roll investigation.
fault.
Both of us or just one of us?
Either or.
Both.
You do not see traps. 10. You do not see traps.
Cool.
Keep going.
Okay. Once.
I also refuse to rewatch this video back because I refuse to watch myself
Oh.
flirt with people.
You see that once you cross the corner.
Any sign of orcs?
Nope.
Fuck.
Not from where you're standing, anyway.
I
have
guess.
the other two decided that they wanted to leave that little offshoot unit.
Well, that's up to Tarnac. Cedar's comfy, just being this way.
Cedar's gonna do anything turning an axe for the rest of
Yeah,
the night.
literally.
Chuck is gonna ask Ziggy if he sees anything ahead.
Dude, should I make it
I
up
know
to-
he sees
From where
a lot further.
you're standing, you do not see. Wait a minute.
Anything?
You have this stupid eyesight. Hold on. Yeah, you do see shit. Well, Chuck Jones is in the way. You don't see anything.
Yeah, you're too short.
I look
Yeah, you would-
around Chuck Jones.
Okay, you see this.
Oh,
Oh.
You see what appears to be
Aw.
two little puppies, and they're like playing and nipping at each other, and they're like running around and chasing each other's tails, and it's very cute. They appear to be in some sort of like nest.
I think I know what happened to the orcs.
That's so funny.
What do you think?
Do I see any blood or anything on them?
Nope.
I'm going to kind of stealth and very carefully move up to see if I can see any orcs or anything.
Okay, roll stealth.
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Shall I also roll stealth?
Are you moving forward?
I mean, I would like to slowly stealth behind Ziggy.
Then yeah,
just
roll
to be
stealth at disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
Nah. Hey, nine.
Still as good as me. That's
Oh,
nuts.
Okay, you both watch as like the wolf puppies stop playing, and they look and they immediately look at you, but they're puppies and don't know better, and they're just like they start wagging their tails.
I'm gonna wave at them.
Aw.
And not in an aggressive way, in a oh boy, a new
This
playmate
makes me
way.
want to take the puppy.
I'm not gonna stealth. That's gonna look sus. And
Peter
I'm
would
gonna
totally go play with the puppies, I'm not gonna lie.
look forward. Anything?
definitely
Do I
gonna
see anything new
unstealth.
yet?
Nope.
No traps.
No traps. Where you're standing, right where you moved, like right here,
Yeah.
you see what it looks to be like a bathroom area. Like they poop and pee in this little corner, so that it's not in their nest, because there's not a lot of like plant material to make a nest. So like the little bits of fabric and like soft ice, I guess, because they're winter wolf pups, so they're used to the cold. So it's like they don't want to make it dirty because there's not a lot. So that's where all like the refuse is.
Okay. Take one more step forward. Do I see anything around the corner?
No, you don't see anything.
Like nothing at all.
Not
Not an orc body.
conventionally.
Not a drop of blood. Nothing.
Not conventionally.
What does that even mean? Does it just look like snow on the ground?
How do I describe it? I don't know. It's like a cool ability, but I
God.
never wrote down how to describe it. Imagine like everything from this line up. Like, see that my ruler? Everything
Yeah.
to the north of this line, it looks like fog. Like frosty winter fog with like little ice crystals and stuff that dance on a breeze that you're not feeling. And it's
Ooh.
like opaque. But
The winds.
like I don't know how to describe. I'm bad at description. Imagine like glitter suspended in liquid, but the liquid is air, and it's opaque. You can't see through it, but it looks like the inside of a snow globe.
Frosty mist.
Yeah, like the inside of a snow globe, with like a lot of glitter
That's
in it.
cool.
Okay. We should probably wait for the other two. I turned to Chuck Jones.
I would agree.
Okay. The other two.
I want that. I like those puppies though.
Are you?
I know I want to go near the puppies, but I feel like my
They're-
throat's gonna be ripped out if I go near the
Are
puppies.
you-
I feel like if we
following-
walk past this corner, there's gonna be two wolves that come from somewhere that are gonna murder us.
Are the other two? Are you like banging in the cave, or are you gonna walk up?
Well, Cedar's still definitely flirting, but that's because they're charmed.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure that a beholder's charm lasts a minute until you take damage or
Oh.
save. So like it's not forever.
Yeah, Cedar doesn't notice the difference.
Yeah.
So,
Cedar's saying, oh, you go.
I was just gonna say, Eternanok is going to say, as as much as I am enjoying what's happening right now, I do believe we should try to get out of here first and follow the rest of the beings in the cave.
Cedar says, I'd follow that pretty tail anywhere. Lead the way.
The winds think Cedar's gonna get me too'd by the end of this dungeon. Yeah. You may move and rejoin with the rest of the party. You love birds.
Don't die yet. We haven't done anything yet.
Yeah, you haven't played with the puppies yet. You're gonna live to regret it, or die
Oh
to
my God.
regret it, or whatever.
What?
I
Gonna
do want to
murder
play
the
with the
puppies'
puppies.
parents
Cedar,
and keep them.
can Cedar have like knowledge of puppies and wolves and just like
You are aware of canids. You know that those are puppies, which are baby wolves.
yeah, but he had one when he was
Puppies.
Cool.
when-
Then he.
when
I mean,
was
was it a winter wolf specifically, or was it a regular wolf?
Yeah.
It was a winter wolf.
Well, I couldn't decide before, but
So we're gonna
doesn't
say
have
it
to be.
wasn't. We say it's a dire wolf. These are different. These are winter
Okay.
wolves. But yeah, they
Yeah.
look like maybe I don't know, a month old. No, not a month
Can
old.
Taryn approach?
How long does it take regular like baby dogs to be mobile? What, like 6 weeks, 8 weeks?
Not very long.
Yeah.
I don't even think
4
it's
to
that
Like to
long.
be
4
to
to
be
6.
bouncing around and playing.
From birth
Yeah.
to when you're allowed to take them home, I believe it's like 6 to 8 weeks.
So we'll say they look.
So they're moving before that.
Yeah, we're gonna say they look 7 weeks old.
Can Taryn approach the puppies?
Yeah, I was gonna say Cedar's crouching
You
down
can
to
walk
play
forward,
with
yeah.
them.
Okay.
Cedar.
Taryn and Cedar might as well
crouches
just walk
down.
up hand in hand at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, come
Yeah,
on.
Cedar crouches down and kind of like does the
don't-
play bow thing that
Yeah.
they're doing.
Chuck is gonna nudge Ziggy from like next to him ish and be like, "It's so much for waiting for them if they're not gonna care about
Yeah.
going up to the puppies."
Right?
While they're like walking,
caution.
while they're looking at the puppies and walking, and you guys are having this conversation, I will say, Tarn, because you're the closest, you hear like a.
I believe
That's the mama.
And
your
then-
line was what,
Uh,
right
and then,
here or something?
Yep, and then you see from that like frost rime sheet, a pair of yellow eyes.
Cedar tells Tarnanak to take a step back
So
slowly.
much for caution.
Taryn's gonna. Well, Taryn can't really take a step back because Cedar is directly behind him in the direction he would probably step back.
Okay.
You watch.
I would
yeah.
definitely move that
You watch
direction to
as
get
the
away
yellow,
from
yeah,
it.
you watch as the yellow eyes and like muzzle kind of slowly pierce their way through like that little frost sheet, and the frost sheet kind of disappears. Like the wolf was using it as like an aura to cloak themselves. And as the sheet falls away, you see the bodies of 3 orcs behind the winter wolf alpha, like over here in the corner, in like pieces. It's not. It wasn't. The wolf does not appear harmed.
Before any confrontation starts, can I cast Shield of Faith on myself?
You're gonna cast a spell in front of the wolf.
You're gonna initiate. I
Well,
pushed
it's not
Chuck
initiating
Jones.
anything on myself. It's casting on myself.
Yeah, but it's a
but it
verbal and
initiates.
somatic. It's a verbal and somatic spell. But like the wolf can see you casting magic, right?
Yeah, and the
Oh,
wolf
well,
doesn't
then
know what
never
that is.
mind.
Okay, and the
I
wolf.
reach in my pack and
How
I have
was
some
it?
jerky.
Do you like what? Throw it at it?
No, I'm like, last meal, anybody?
Cedar just kind of tells the group to continue to
Yeah.
back up.
I
away.
will actually say. You know what? I'll actually say before Chuck moves, I will say. You see the puppies when you pull out the jerky and they see it. They do like the puppy like. You ever seen like a husky puppy
treat.
try to do like a howl, but they don't have their howl yet? Like, you ever seen like a video on Facebook of like husky puppies trying to learn how to howl? They do like that half howl, and they're like looking at the jerky. And you watch as like the winter wolf, the big wolf, looks at them and then looks at you, and then looks at the jerky and then looks at them, and then like bristles, and it attempts to be claiming the jerky you pulled out and maybe wants it they want you to give it to the puppies.
I
was gonna say.
I step right next to Tyrannac and I just put down like I put 4 pieces of jerky down in a row in the snow.
Okay.
And I step back.
The puppies run up and like eat it really, really quickly, and then they run back. And then
This is okay.
and then-
I'm perfect.
and then you watch as the winter wolf like takes a step back and like lies down on its haunches, but it never breaks eye contact with you, and it just like it looks at you and then it looks to its left into like here, and then it looks back at you, and then it just keeps staring at you.
Cedar puts down his weapons and lays on the ground so the puppies can play with him.
The puppies attempt to walk closer to you, and then you hear the alpha like bark and stop them. Like it yells at the puppies in wolf to not go near you, because it appears to not trust you.
Tarnanak is going to cautiously proceed towards the little hallway that the wolf looked at before.
And I'm gonna go.
You're gonna walk here.
Cedar is like, you shouldn't do that, but go for it, I guess.
I need to clarify for like, do you mean this hallway or this hallway?
No, the one that you said that the wolf looked at before.
Oh yeah, and you
that one.
attempt to go into that hallway.
I'm gonna take like a step towards it and see what the wolf does.
The
first.
wolf springs up and jumps in front of it, and like borderline pounces on you, and like bares its teeth immediately. It doesn't bite you or slash you, but it immediately stops you. You are not allowed in there, for whatever reason.
Okay, so there is definitely something important over there.
I could have told you not to do that.
Kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place here.
I don't
the
think
winds,
we're gonna be able to.
The winds, because it's 10 o'clock. I figure we're probably gonna. I'm gonna wrap it up with like, I was gonna wrap it up with the wolf. The winds think that maybe when he wrote this 3 months ago, he thought Ataraxia would be playing and could just talk to these guys.
That's so funny.
So, I mean, I had a backup. You haven't found it yet, so for right now, it's just 3 wolves.
To the polar bear!
Well, I'm gonna have Cedar use the rope he has as a tug toy.
You attempt to like throw the rope
Cedar's
at the
gonna
wolves?
get us absolutely murdered.
Well, big wolves also like to play, so, and his wolf likes to play tug, and that was an adult wolf, so he figures.
So you take
tug toy.
take a rope and you throw it. Like, are you throwing it towards the puppies or towards the big wolf?
Towards the big wolf.
Okay, I need to check his character sheet. Yep, cool. You throw the rope at the big wolf, and he.
Well, I'm not
Well,
throwing
I know,
it
I know,
at
I know, I know
him.
you're not throwing it like
Okay.
at the, but like you're throwing it at like his feet, right? In an attempt to like goad
Yeah.
him into playing. He looks down at the rope. He looks at you holding it. He opens his mouth and uses cold breath. I need a dexterity saving throw from 15-foot cone from the wolf. I need to set it to cone.
I'm assuming this also starts initiative.
Oh no, I saw you move, Ziggy. Move back.
Yeah, damn right I moved!
No, the cone was happening before you moved. Yeah, okay. So from where he is, 15 feet, is this. So.
Would it
No,
not
if
be
you-
aimed at Cedar? Why is it aimed at Terran?
Oh well,
I was
because
gonna say you would
I guess yeah. Either way,
do that
Oh,
way.
you're
Either
pulling-
way.
That's at least. I feel like that's at least a little
I was
more
gonna
fair.
say
Still hit it, but at
that's-
least, you know,
I feel like it should be going a
That's a
little
more
bit more
accurate
to the
cone, I
left.
feel like.
I'm gonna be honest
like
with you.
Terrence-
I'm gonna be honest with you. The way the cone is, you were all getting hit either way. It's a triangle, so the sides are a certain way.
Except for the choke.
Yeah.
Except for the chuck.
Yeah. So yeah, Chuck. The only way Chuck was getting hit is if he shot like this, and there's no reason for him to do that. So.
Well, I mean, if you go like one more to the left, I feel like you can swing it so we're all in this together.
Yeah. No, the wolf is gonna stand right there, keep blocking the exit, and he's gonna hit you 3. I need you 3 to roll a DC 12 dexterity saving throw.
I did.
can I just hit Dex save?
Dex save, yeah.
Okay.
Let's see if I can get
You
this
said
right.
like specifically.
R
go.
/
Y'all.
4d8. All saved, so you all take half damage. So half of 15 rounded out. So you all take 7 cold damage. So you can mark that off. And the wolf is looking agitated.
Terranok's gonna turn to Cedar and just murmur, "I could have told you not to do that one."
I'm just gonna leave. I'm
Yeah.
just gonna go.
Smart
I'm tired
man,
of you people.
smart man.
I'm gonna chug a potion on my way out.
Okay.
Cedar takes a minute.
In the
Chuck
room
is
with the
gonna
wolf.
Stay back here with Ziggy.
He just
Aaron's
got
gonna-
blasted with frost breath and got 7 damage while he was already like kind of wounded. So yeah, he takes a seat.
Okay.
Terran is gonna grab
wolf-
Cedar's shoulders and say, "We need to leave."
Okay.
No, I want to know what the wolf does
The
first.
wolf fucking is gonna. If you sit down in the room, the wolf is gonna walk up to you. Oh, that's the ruler. The wolf is gonna walk up to you, put its like mouth in your face, and it's gonna do like the thing where it shows its gums, and it's just gonna hit you with like a chest rocking like, and it is telling you to get the fuck out. Like he's done putting up with your shit. Get out of my house. Like, you don't need to speak
Okay,
wolf.
you've seen what it wants
Yeah.
to do now. Let's leave.
Like, and you watch as, because you're not in initiative, I don't need to roll. You watch as like that kind of ice frost that came out of its mouth. You see in the back of its throat as it like recharges, so to speak, as it gets its breath weapon back. So and it's like you could see the icy blue light in the back of its throat of like I am not playing around. Get out of my living room.
Cedar's significantly upset over not being able to play with any wolves.
Okay. As soon as you cross the threshold, like you all walk out, you see him like turn around and go back in front of the thing, and he like sits down again, but he never stops staring at the entrance to the room.
That's fine. I don't want that room anyway.
I don't want to go near him again.
I
Alright.
want to play with the puppies.
I'm not fucking with his puppies.
And
Right, like I've been robbed out of 4 jerky. It was an okay cost, but that's fine.
I mean, we fed the puppies. That's all that matters.
the puppies,
Right, like-
probably,
with them puppies.
listen, the puppies
The puppy's
probably
gonna
like
eat
you.
orcs.
The puppies probably like you. So for what's that's worth, but
Well, the puppies are fine dining on orcs
yeah,
tonight.
dear old dad is a little more untrusting. Probably because he just
Understand.
killed 3 orcs.
Valid. And also, Tarnanak, not naming names, but definitely naming names, tried to go where he was clearly defending.
That also didn't see. He seemed to be pretty upset about
You
that.
tried
as well.
to throw a rope at him to play tuggy.
It probably would have worked better if someone hadn't stepped into his space more than the rest of us.
I don't think it made that much of a difference.
I'm just upset. I wanted to play with some puppies.
I just love the idea of
You can
I
play
love
with
the
them
idea of
later.
Cedar walking up to a full-grown wild animal, like, guys, I got this, and then throwing like a chew toy at it.
Oh yeah, totally.
and
Full
and then
confidence.
being like, problem solved, and then getting mauled by a bear.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
Speaking of bears, look at that one.
Yep, the bear is continuing to stare at the pretty bright lights and has not moved from his position.
Okay.
As the party barely escapes from the increasingly irritated clutches of one large frost wolf, they return back to the room of sparkling violet light that had once bewitched one of their friends, unknowing of which way to go forward.